Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Wow, another day. Let's call it Thursday. You know the drill. Although it's not mandatory, sure is fun. Drink it if you got it. Oh, that's good. That's so good. Nice little wild hair here has escaped. I hate it when that happens. It's a beautiful sunny morning here in Melbourne, Florida, just like that annoying thing scrolling along the bottom of the screen says. So I assume that all of you that are here right now have been appropriately welcomed, and I will get rid of that. Oh, I hate to shut the music off. It's so nice. I'll have to fade it out. There you go. There you go. Oh, wow. Well, YouTube did not cut us off this morning. They didn't cut off the chat. I waited until later to post the video. That may be the key. It may be if you post it more than a certain number of hours before it goes live, they just don't give you that earlier chat when you go to log in or view the video. There may be a reason for that. I can only think that it might be that they don't want people to just create a video, never log in, and use it as some kind of a chat room from day to day on YouTube. That might make sense. Although, who knows what goes on in the mind of YouTube? That's for sure. That's for sure. I got a few things to talk about this morning. I think I'll start off by welcoming the early birds and get that out of the way, and then we'll talk a little bit. First in last night was Michael Pregler, number one. Chimed in at about 7:30, followed shortly by Mary M, who said second, and Mandy Beddoes was third from the United Kingdom. Smoothie chimed in. What time was that? 8:30, and Tuka about the same. Asked me how I am. Not bad. Doing pretty good, Tuka. Doing pretty good. Feel good this morning. Jerry Bell chimed in last night, and Aunt B chimed in last night. Wendy the Furl Grandma chimed in last night. Jim chimed in last night. Wow. Jim said, so sad today as Curry's carnivore friend Alex passed away. I know, that's very sad. Curry got out a short video, only in his 50s. Heart and prayers go out to Alex's family and friends. I've heard about it. I've heard about it in many comments. Throw my condolences right in there with everybody else's, and not blame Carnivore like some people. Oh my God, a carnivore died. I better give this up. Oh my God, a carnivore had a stroke. I better give this up. That doesn't make any sense. We're all human. Carnivore doesn't make anybody a Superman, but I'll compare the numbers of non-carnivores who die at young ages to carnivores any day of the week. We got to get some comments, as I had a couple of comments on my videos yesterday about that. People get their confidence in this shaken, despite all the logic and the evidence. One guy has a problem, which nobody knows what exactly caused it. And the first thing they blame, always, is carnivore or your cholesterol. Don't let it shake your confidence. It shook mine. My stroke shook mine. But I finally came to my senses. And I'm glad I did that sooner rather than later. So, Jem says, I guess, if I'm honest, can't imagine losing our Mitch. Thank you. Or a Mitchfit or a quack. Yeah, it is hard to lose anybody, of course. But let's not just make illogical assumptions and change our whole entire belief system because of it. It's life. The sad fact is nobody gets out of here alive. Nobody. So I was sad news. And Mandy at 10:30. Middle Lily 12:30 was Lady June from the United Kingdom. How you doing, June? Good to see you. Oh my God, Jim, 2:53. Well, that's out in California, so I was around midnight. Still awake. Everybody's broken up and teary-eyed. I understand. God, I felt that way when Boyd Lamb passed away recently. Got all teary-eyed. We are feeling and emotional and smart people. None of us here are sociopaths that have no emotions. That's a good thing. So, if you want to grieve. It's normal. Me Cool Cat is here, 5 o'clock in the morning, first of the early birds, followed by Wayne Herman. Hey, Cliff, haven't seen you in a while. Cliff Medina's here. Good to see you, my friend. And Rick is here. Yes, Rick. There you go. Gotta start out our morning with a quack. And who is this? Sandy Blythe. Good morning. And father of United Carnivore, Mike Seeley Sr. Good morning to you. Jen is back this morning. Wow, hope you got some sleep and rocking keto. Amy, how you doing? Good morning, Mitch and everyone. 819 Furrow, Grandma Wendy, Josephine C. Good morning to you. Tanya, Mitch, you had me shopping this morning. That a girl. You know what? We got 4 days of this. There are great deals out there. I'm trying to let you know about them. We all win that way. And thanks, Tanya. Appreciate your shopping. Using my links, of course. Bacon Baby, how you doing? Good morning to you. And Aaron is here with us. Hi, Aaron. Booby Goats. Beatitudes, good morning. Yes, it is a beautiful day. And 8:23. 8:25. Tina Schweiker has chimed in at 8:26. How you doing? Good morning, Tina. How are you? How's everything up there in Maryland? Alyssa B. is with us. And who else is new? Steve Rogers. Captain America himself. We got up to 8:27 where Claudia Burkick chimed in. Lori, good morning, Lori Weissel. How are you doing? And who else new chimed in there? Rick chimed in at 8:28. Almost done setting up my living room. Okay. I don't know what changes you're making. Are you building yourself a studio? Yes. Oh, he's have technical difficulties with his mixer. I also hate it when that happens. Smoothie says 1 minute and 8:29. No, it's still 8:28. Jim, everybody keeps chatting away. Here we go. Going to be a busy one. Got 103 people already. Charles Faircloth, how you doing, Charles? Good to see you. We are at 8:29, and we have Rick and Brian Dish and Tanya again and Rick again and Jem and Smoothie and Claudia Burkick and headed for the bell. Rick again, Joanne T, good morning, headed for the bell. And guess who's the winner this morning? Lori! Congratulations, Lori, first one in. No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Sorry, Lori. It's a tie for first. It's a tie for first. Joanne T and Lori, both winners. Wow, how good. Steve Rogers. Sometimes I do screw up. Sorry, guys. Steve Rogers, first one at 8:31. No, 8:30. And Wayne Herman, 8:30. Lady June, Rick. Wow, where's my head this morning? I need some coffee. I don't know what happened. I had so much on my mind that I didn't sleep as well as I could have last night. And I got out of bed at just before 6. Watched Skilts for a while. But for some reason, I don't feel as well rested as I did yesterday morning. So if I seem a little tired today, a lot on my mind. Nothing bad, just it keeps your mind going. And that's not what you want when you go to sleep. I didn't drink coffee or anything. Didn't eat late. I ate very prudently yesterday. I had a ribeye for lunch and salmon fillets for dinner, and that was it. And I was finished well before 4 o'clock. Who knows? Also at 8:30, Lori for Grandma. Lizzie, how you doing? Good morning to you. Chimed in at 8:30. And Beverly, how are you at 8:30? And Peter chimed in at 8:30. And Rick again. And oh my God, Kitchen Witch again, Tanya. Wow. Sandy Blythe is here. How you doing? And Lori, yet again. I didn't know winning was that important. Belmont. Leon, how are you? First at 8:31. Okay. We will leave it off for now with the greetings. Got almost 15 minutes already. I can't help it. Well, I got a small list here of things to talk about. Oh, I want to thank Rod Burnett. Surprised me this morning with 5 coffees. Wow. Thank you so much. Rob. And in a blatantly shameless plug, I will put that link in the chat for your convenience. Thank you guys. And I want to talk about that video I made yesterday afternoon and the reaction to it, which was heartwarming to say the least. Wow. Maybe that's why I stayed up last night. I was up late answering comments on that and thinking about it and your response to it, and what a great community we have here. It never ceases to amaze me. Not only that you guys actually care, because who expects people to care about them? But how much? Wow. It's one of the first videos that has gotten that kind of attention right off the bat without a single one negative comment or nasty person. And that, for me, is a first. Either I have blocked every nasty person on the planet already, or maybe they couldn't find something in my little video yesterday to be nasty about. And that's a surprise, because usually they always find something to insult you with. But that was great. And thank you, Rod Burnett, for that. Appreciate it. Today's the third day, in case you haven't heard. In case you haven't heard yet, Amazon's having a little sale, they're calling it Amazon Prime Day. Not that they don't participate in Black Friday and every other excuse for a sale, but they figure about halfway through the year, early July is a great time, so people don't have to wait 6 months to buy what they want to buy at the best price. And Amazon got some good deals, some great deals on stuff that I have on my links page. So I'm making some community posts and pointing these out. One of the things that is this. I showed you this thermos of mine. It's got that blue metal thing in here. It comes with a case. I mix my electrolytes up in it every morning. I think I last bought this 2-3 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, it said last purchased in 2022. I've been using this every day since. I can't imagine life without this. I don't carry it with me everywhere because it's big, but it's 44 ounces or 40 ounces, and I mix my electrolytes in it every morning, and it keeps it cold. Even if I forget I usually drink it all during the day, but if some of it stays overnight, it's still cold the next day. And it's got this flip, it's got 3 different tops with it. It's got this flip top here, which is a drinking straw. Unbelievable. $20. Now, normally it's got a 35% discount now or something. So I put the links to that and some other things this morning. I posted them in the community tab. If you want to find my links, just go to my website, and there's a big thing on the homepage that says, let me show you. It says Amazon Prime Day deals, and you click on it, and it goes to a page that's only going to be there for a few days. I went through every one of the things that I have on my links and stuff I use page, and deleted every one of them that was not on sale. And that left these items here, and there's some good prices on some of this stuff, especially these backup generators, which down in Florida I think is a good thing. The vibration exercise stuff, all the stuff. Not a great number of items, but these are the ones that they have a Prime Day sale on, and the frying pan and everything like that. So enough of that. I appreciate it. You guys have been using them. I've noticed it. I wish it could keep up like this all year, but I know it can't. But thank you so much for those of you who have gone out of your way to shop at Amazon through my links, which you can do all year, but I don't expect everybody to remember that. I just have to keep reminding people. That's all it takes. It's all it takes for me to make this profitable little venture. They'll be earning a living, and I don't have to talk about it that much. The only time I have to talk about it is when it's not working. What else I got here? Enough of that. Everybody said to watch Kilts yesterday. I watched the replay. Malcolm Kendrick. Wow. I've been a fan of his for years. He's a brilliant man. He's a doctor, British, probably the most common sense. And Everybody, every medical professional in this country should be forced. You should strap them down to a chair with tie wraps and put toothpicks under their eyes to keep their eyes open. Feed them full of coffee so they're awake, and then make them watch Malcolm Kendrick's videos over and over and over again until they start chanting to themselves, "I've been a fool. I've been an idiot. I've been brainwashed. How in the world could I have believed all that crap? How in the world could I have maimed and killed my patients?" And then vow to change. I admire Malcolm Kendrick because he's a critical thinker. He does what I do constantly and say, "I'm sorry, time out. That doesn't make sense and is impossible in a physical world to be a reality. How can you be preaching it?" The example that I use a lot of times is Sam's pasture-raised eggs. It used to say on the label, 100% vegetarian fed. A pasture-raised chicken cannot, in a real physical universe, be 100% vegetarian fed. I'm sorry. The two are mutually exclusive and the dumbest thing that anybody could say. Yet, 99% of the people in this country don't have enough brain power left after all the poisoning they've been through to put two and two together. And Malcolm, in yesterday's Kilt stream, said, 2 and 2 equals 4. And no matter how many people come around telling you that 2 and 2 equals 27, it can't be. They're wrong. And when you start believing them, we've got a problem. And that's what's happened to us in this world. Everybody's been brainwashed. And we know why. And we know where it came from. And the reasons why these people brain came up. Some of them thought they had great intentions. They were just flat out wrong. And the things that we've been told, especially about lipidology, lipoproteins, cholesterol, the different types of fat, how they're metabolized, how they're transported through the body, are just flat out wrong. And the information has been documented in biology textbooks for 100 years, yet completely ignored by these idiots out there who practice medicine. And if they keep practicing, maybe they'll get it right one day, but they're not there yet. So, yes, I didn't realize it was Malcolm Kendrick who was on Kilt yesterday when somebody said they got a guy who talks about cholesterol on there, you need to watch it. Well, I've watched him and watched him and watched him and agree with basically and fundamentally every word that comes out of his mouth. He's a brilliant thinker. There's two ways that people think you're smart. Number one, if you can regurgitate enormous amounts of memorized information, whether that information is correct or not isn't important to impress most people. Only the fact that you can spout it and use big words makes you look smart. That is the most common type of person that we admire, let's say on YouTube. Everybody's full of information, but half the information they're full of is bullshit. So the other type of person is a critical thinker and a realist. I like to think that I'm in that camp. It isn't how many big words you know or how many names of things you can regurgitate because you heard them from somebody else. It's how you put together the things that make sense and don't make sense. Draw on what knowledge you have of what you're convinced is real, and come up with your best, and we call it insight. Insight is a great word. It's look basically inside your mind. And that's what the great thinkers of all time have done, from Aristotle and Plato, right on up to the brilliant people of today, who are great thinkers and ferret out fact from fiction. What Malcolm Kendrick said yesterday about kilomicrons, VLDL, LDL, all the different things about it was perfectly on point. It is impossible, if you know the science, for saturated fat to be harmful to the human body. Period. Impossible. It takes entirely different pathways. Most of this, I don't want to get into it now because then I'll go on for an hour, but he's dead on, which is why I don't care about the numbers. Just don't care about the numbers. They are misunderstood and meaningless, and I let my body do what it knows how to do and what it's been doing for 100+ million years. More than that, but at least 2 or 3 million years as a human, or prehistoric human. And I think if you're an odds player, those are the best odds you have of being healthy, staying healthy. Your mind staying sharp. Stay out of the nursing home. Don't go senile like so many people are at younger and younger ages. You know what you're going to get when you tune in here. You're going to get me going off on these things. I hope they mean something. But watch Malcolm Kendrick's, watch Kiltz's video from yesterday. If you ever have the opportunity to watch any time that he's interviewed, do it. Do it. The other one, who you should never miss, is David Diamond. And most of you know who he is, but wow. If you ever want proof that the whole cholesterol fraud was based on ridiculously phonied up studies, he proves it. And if you are a thinking individual and you watch him, you will be an instant convert to say, how in the hell can my doctor tell me he wants to be on a statin? And you get rid of the guy in a minute. The problem is, if we all got rid of our doctors who keep pushing statins, there'd be no doctors left, but a very few. And you can always find them on YouTube. It's nuts. Very rarely do I hear about somebody that has a doctor that believes in carnivore. I did see one comment the other day that was refreshing. Thank you for your response to my little channel update video yesterday. I do talk to you every day in the morning live streams. But sometimes in order to relax, really be able to talk without a lot of interruptions and distractions, I can't do it on a live stream. Just like now, my phone goes off. What was it? Let's see. It was June Sawyer. June, thank you, sent me $26.04 by PayPal. Wow. Thank you so much. That's Lady June. Wow. Thank you. Dear Mitch, this is to squander on Amazon with love, Lady June. Well, guys, you can distract me like that anytime, day or night. Thank you so much. Very, very nice of you. And I do have OldGuyCarnivore.com as my PayPal address. Not that I'm fishing for PayPal donations, but sometimes people have no other way and they want to help. So I don't even know if I have that in my videos in the descriptions, but most of us have a PayPal account. If you do that, always, when it asks you who you're sending money to, say friends and family, because then PayPal doesn't take a cent. It's one of the few ways to send money to somebody with no charge. Zelle does that too. A lot of these other cash things do, but PayPal lets you do it no charge to friends and family, and I think that's very nice of Google to forego reaching into our pockets on very tiny, small, and infrequent occasions. But when something is nice, you should thank them for it and shout it out. So where was I? Lady June. I was talking about the video yesterday. I find when I can sit and collect my thoughts, because everything I ever do is completely unscripted. The closest I get to a script, these little show notes I make, if there's something I don't want to forget to talk about. And when you do things unscripted, especially live, the one thing that all people who sit down in front of a microphone talk off the top of their head without a script, one thing that everybody fears is that they call dead air. When you just freeze up and say, I don't know what to say next, and you sit there. And then usually what happens, we'll be right back after this short commercial break. Well, I don't know if anybody really thinks about the pressure that's on me every morning to come in here and keep these balls juggled in the air and keep it going. And a lot of times when I watch the replay, I say to myself, I don't like the way that came out, or, oh God, I missed the most important point, or this or that or something. But in the heat of battle, watching the chats go through and checking the cell phone, and trying to be entertaining, and constantly watching the viewer count to see if you are being entertaining, or people are just saying, I had enough of this guy this morning. It's a lot of pressure on you. But I had things I wanted to say to you. And I calmed down. I recorded it, which means no pressure. If I have to stop and think a half a second about it, how do I want to phrase this, I'll edit that part out. Now, amazingly, it amazes me too. I didn't edit anything out of that yesterday. That was a one-take little speech. But by putting myself in a no-pressure situation, I think I was able to get my points across and do it without the pressure of having to say something or risk the dead air. So I'm glad I can do that, and thank you so much. I meant everything I said. It's going to take a hell of a lot to keep me from not being here in the morning. And if you guys like it, you must know I like it just as much, maybe more, than so many of you. If you got a question for me, I think that's the last of my little show notes adventure this morning. Let's see. Where was I? Show notes. Here they are. Oh, I'm going to have lunch with my son today. Thought you'd like to know. Going to the barbecue joint. Going to drive there. Going to try to walk without putting the cane on the ground, but I still, when I walk around, I still carry that cane in that left hand if I needed to steady me, because I still have to be cognizant. I'm not sprinting yet. I can walk unaided, but it's still not real pretty to see. I had a suggestion on a comment, and got to get a lot of comments and suggestions. And I think it was from Jem, maybe even from Tanya, who said, make a video about ditching your walker. And I had a funny thought. I just had a funny thought. I should take 360-degree camera. Stick it on that kitchen counter island of mine. Start it in the morning and put it on time lapse. You've all seen time lapse videos of people in cars and all the thing racing around, and just let it go for about 3 or 4 hours and take a time lapse of my adventures during the day, just confined to my house, going here, going there, going back to this, that room, into the kitchen, cooking, then watch TV, and then back to the office. And I think it looks like it would look like a Keystone Cops movie. And I'm thinking about doing that to show what my life is like these days. Pretty much being housebound, unless I go out like I am going to today with my son. The last time I actually drove was the meetup. Was it the meetup? Yeah, the meetup that we had. I haven't had my car out here. I have nowhere to go. They bring me everything I need. And I think something that I'm going to try to start working into my life is, and I don't know if it's going to work or not because I just can't stand most of the people there. But I may go up to we have a beautiful community pool here. I may go up to the pool for a short time, maybe a half hour or an hour, and actually have great lounge chairs there and just lay out in the sun and start to get my color back. Because I used to always have a nice tan. Now I feel like a white as a sheet. Even if I go out in the morning and I'm still not taking I'm not wearing a bathing suit. I'm not exposing all that skin to the sun, which is I think what I need to be doing. So I think I'm going to try to fit that in the afternoon sometime when the sun is up there, and you don't have to stay out there a long time to get a lot of sun. Maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes is enough. I don't burn on Carnivore, but I'm thinking about doing that. And now, of course, I'm not going to. I used to walk up there, but it's a mile, so I'm going to be driving. And that way, at least maybe I'll get my car out of there every once in a while. I'll let you know how that is. And I may even take my camera along with me a couple of times. But all of those whales in bathing suits and bikinis up there, and I use the term whale loosely, get a little self-conscious when people start taking pictures and they come over and say, I hope I'm not in that picture. I said, no, the last thing on that world, I don't say this, but on the inside, I say, the last thing in the world I want to do, sweetie, is look at you in a bikini. Trust me. I've never seen so many or such a high percentage of people over the age of 55 that are so out of shape. Reminds me of the movie Wall-E, the Disney movie. Do you remember that? The little robot ends up in the future on a space cruise ship, and all the people are so fat that they all have to be floated around on these anti-gravity things. None of them can walk anymore even. And everything is handed to them. That's where we're headed, if we're not there already. Anyway, QQQ in the chat, and I see one came up just now from Kathy, Florida, over here, right there. It says, how about eating some leftover bacon before your morning coffee? Chat Mitch just saying. Well, I'm not hungry. I always eat when I get hungry, but I hardly ever get hungry. And since I value, and I think one of the most important tools that I use is restricted eating or intermittent fasting, or call whatever you want. I generally only have a 4 to 5 hour eating window in the day, and it usually starts somewhere around noon. Maybe 11, maybe noon, and it ends 4 to 5 hours later. So my second meal of the day, I'm not starving, but I haven't had, let's say, enough food in my first meal. So I eat my second meal, and it may be a smaller meal. Yesterday, I ate this huge ribeye for my first meal, and then I ate a smaller, or 2 salmon fillets, which wasn't near as much food, and they were delicious. I pan-fried them in butter. It's just delicious. From the whole day, I had almost no cleanup from the steak and no cleanup from the salmon. It was a great day. I had 2 dishes to wash. It was wonderful. That's my goal. That's my goal, is to make it easier, especially after the stroke, when it's so much more of an effort to be cleaning the kitchen all the time after every meal. I can't imagine what I see in some of these cooking videos, especially the vegetarians and vegans who make these concoctions with 40 or 50 different ingredients they have to prepare. Their kitchens look like Hiroshima after the bomb, for God's sakes. I don't want to have to be cleaning that stuff up. I got my couple of dishes in a pan to wipe out. Or my air fryer, which has become my favorite way to cook things lately, from frozen. I might get a video about that, because that has become just a mainstay for me. And, you change, you discover new things that work better for you, and I try it for a while. And if they're really that much better, that's how evolution works. Anything that comes along that is really that much better is retained. Anything that you maybe even thought was better, but it turns out not to be, is rejected. And what you end up with is a method of doing carnivore that has evolved the concept of evolution. The stuff that's worthwhile is carried on. The stuff that proves to be inferior or not what you thought is discarded. And my carnivore diet has evolved, like everything else in our lives have evolved. And not just physically. I'm talking about everything. The software on your computer has evolved. The house you live in, that design has been time-tested as marketable and desirable, and it has survived. Everything is thrown into the world. The marketing people say, let's just run it up the flagpole and see who salutes. That's evolution. So my carnivore, the way I execute carnivore, is constantly evolving, because I'm constantly looking for ways that it can be healthier, easier, cheaper if possible. And my big deal, and less cleanup. Less cleanup. That's important to me. It may not be important to you. Each of us evolves in our own sphere, I guess. But no brainer yesterday. No brainer. Now, I didn't eat bacon and eggs yesterday, and I very rarely go a whole day without that, so I'm having lunch with my son today. We're going to the barbecue place. I don't need to worry about my first meal. But if I'm hungry for a second meal, I will probably, sometime in the mid-afternoon, make bacon and eggs, but probably not a half a pound of bacon and 5 or 6 eggs. Maybe 3 slices instead of 5 of bacon, and maybe 3 eggs or 4 eggs, and that ought to do me for the day. I amaze myself at how little food I really have to eat. Kiltz this morning on his thing talked about he's on day 5 of his fast and how good he feels, and the fact that we probably overestimate the amount of food that we really need. And I think that's true. And if you can fast for 10 days or 14 days and still get out of bed, let alone have so much energy you don't know what to do with it, is telling you that that's what we had adapted to, and that's what we're supposed to do. I've given up at this point, my friends, in trying to even say how far behind I am in the chat, which is exactly 45 minutes at this point. Because in my version of the chat over here to my right, on the StreamYard window, not the real-time version that you're seeing next to me, I'm at 8:32, 2 minutes into the chat. So I have to really go through this quick if I'm going to find any questions that you may have asked, because I don't want to miss those. But I'm having fun, and got a nice attendance this morning, 146 people now. Any of you that are new here, I usually try to shout out everybody, but it might be hard today. Might be hard to see Pamela Suarez here. Good morning, Pamela. I'll try to pick out names as they fly by and make you feel welcome, because everybody that comes in here, if you're in this chat, you are welcome. And all of us go out of our way to make you feel welcome. Here is Jonathan Cardy. How you doing? Don't recognize that name. Good to see you. And one of our new regulars, it seems, is Amy, Rockin' Keto Amy. Welcome today. Welcome today. I'm starting to see, I slowed down, so I'm starting to see the names. Maureen at Sally. Yeah, I saw you yesterday. Good morning to you. But I gotta roll through this. I don't know if I said hi to you, Tammy, yet, but good morning. As usual, Peter is with us, talking about the Mueller pan. Yes, you know what I would do right now with that Mueller pan? It's under $30. It's the equivalent, as far as I'm concerned, of these $100+ frying pans that all of these celebrity chefs stick their name on. I do like I do. And if I didn't already have 2 brand new ones under my kitchen counter in the cabinet, and a fairly new one on my cooktop, excuse me, I would buy 2 more. They're disposable as far as I'm concerned at that price. You'll pay more for a really nice ribeye than you will for the whole frying pan. It's so cheap. Why not use cookware that's going to make your food come out better and easier and less cleanup? That pan, they have a 10-inch version too, and it's $23. It's been as low as like $24 for the 12-inch, but inflation, everything else is going up too. So those pans are fabulous, fabulous. And anybody that says anything bad about them is probably employed by or works for the competition, or has what they call user bias. User bias. If you don't know what user bias is, it's everywhere. Just ask the average Chevy driver whether Chevy or Ford is better, and they'll say Chevy. Because we tend to want to think we made the smartest buying decision, and then what we own is the best. Even if we know it's a bunch of junk, we still want to stand on our pride and say, it's the best. That is user bias. So, but it's not like frying pans are hotly debated. Well, they would be if you look at YouTube. God, I've seen so many videos. I compare the top 70 frying pans one by one and bore the shit out of you. But if you hang in there all the way to the end of this 6-hour video, you'll find out what I think is the best frying pan on the market. Right. I exaggerate, but it's almost that bad. The 10 best so-and-sos. You ever go on Google You want to buy a Framus, whatever a Framus is, or a widget, okay? So you go on Google and you type, what are the best brands of widgets? And you get just a slew of sponsored results with titles like the 5 best widgets, the very 10 best widgets, our favorite 30 best widgets, blah, blah, blah. So you say, wow, here's a website to compare 30 of them. They probably have the best answer. You go to this website, and it's basically a site full of affiliate links, but no matter which one you choose or what you believe, this guy who has the website is going to get paid. And they're shills, they're marketing agents. In that same respect, I suppose I am for Amazon with my affiliate links. My thinking is, I buy everything from Amazon, and probably so do you, so why not? Why not? But that's the same reason as what I said. There's so many shills out there that really don't know what the hell they're promoting. They'll promote anything as long as they get paid for it. That's the definition of a marketing person. And if you try to search Google to find the best of something, you're not going to ever find out any real opinions or anything. You're going to have to start researching yourself. But you have to consider the source of all of these opinions. And I found it almost impossible in this world. The only way to find out is get it yourself and form your own opinion. That's what I've done with all these things I recommend from Amazon. And that's about as close to being honest as I can be. So, the frying pan is great. I hate to say trust me. I don't trust anybody that says trust me or don't worry about it. Those are key phrases that basically say ripoff is coming. But trust me when I tell you that you will not be unhappy with that Mueller frying pan. And Peter's talking about cooking in it. Okay, I can't get caught up in the conversation between you guys, but I'm going to assume that you're having great conversations today. And I hope any of you that came here looking for help, I haven't seen any questions yet, but maybe one of our great Mitchfits in the chat has helped you out. June, thank you again for that PayPal thing. It says I only get a charge for using a credit card. Yeah, you would not get a charge if you use it from your bank. Do you have PayPal attached to your bank account? You can send things. There's no charge. No charge. It's the one thing Google does. Basically, probably kicking and screaming all the way, but does it nonetheless. That allows you to do something, use their services, and really not have to pay something. And the person on the other end doesn't have to pay anything either. When I get paid from somebody using PayPal, they take out 3% usually. If it's like from somebody trying to send me money that I earned, it costs me 3%. If use friends and family, even the recipient doesn't pay, but usually the recipient pays. The merchant pays the discount whenever you use your credit card. You buy some for $100, the merchant gets $98. But you spend $100, and the credit card company keeps the 2%. A little more, a little less as a discount. So there's always a lot of middlemen just taking little pieces all the way along. Sometimes the pieces are very small, pennies or less. But you do 1 billion transactions a day, believe me, those pennies add up. Oh, we got a 9 o'clock. All right. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And Jeff Johnson is here. Jeff Johnson, a name you know. Doing great, Mitch. Love your videos. Thank you, Jeff, so much. Appreciate that. So I'm sitting, there we go. What does this say? Kathy, how about eating some? Got that one already right out of the live chat about 20 minutes ago. Any more questions here? 10. Well, I'm only 15 minutes behind, so I can slow down a little, maybe. Here we go. Frugal Purpose Garage and Garden. Mitch, I would love to come on a live stream with you sometimes. I have had 5 to 6 strokes and made a complete recovery and work, play, and live normally. Wow. I wonder if they were, how bad did you get I would have a billion questions for you. And yeah, someday, why don't you send me an email at oldguycarnivore@gmail.com so that I know how to reach you, and we'll see if you want to, or we'll have a private video chat. We can do that and see whether you might want to come on a Sunday, but that's usually a lot of pressure on somebody that isn't used to being on there. I don't know about you and your experience, but yeah, I'd love to hear about that because I could compare it to my own experience. But congratulations if you've been through that, and you're back to normal. Well, that's great. That's great. And I imagine you're attributing your diet and lifestyle to that. Be nice to finally figure out exactly what really caused these strokes. Everybody's got an opinion on that one. Okay, I'm scrolling, so if I don't talk constantly, you understand. Scotter's here. How you doing, Scotter? Good morning, all. Okay. Gary, no slows here. How you doing, Gary? You guys are talking about something that I'm not privy to. And B says, good morning, Mitch, and all the Mitchfits can't stay, but hello all. Good morning, B. Caught you. I caught you. Because I glanced over at the current chat. Bill Cook's here. How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. Okay, Peter. Seems like he's keeping the conversation going. Hey, CB, good morning. I saw your comment on Kelsey this morning. Man, you're everywhere. You're everywhere. Like the shadow. Good morning, Mitch. Fitz here for Mitch information. Oh, that's great. I hope I live up to it. Good to see you, CB. Good to see you. I keep looking for names that I have not said hello to, because there isn't anybody out there that doesn't like to have their presence acknowledged. Okay, so Lily's here. How you doing, Lily? I haven't said hi to you yet this morning. Wow, Scott Elliott. You don't like Amazon. Well, a lot of people don't. And there's a very seedy side to some of the things. You have to know, because there are scams on Amazon, but on the other hand, there are some great benefits to it too. You have to kind of just weigh it all against the convenience from not having to go out in this world where you're just as likely to get ripped off, especially when you come in face to face with a salesman. as you are from Amazon. And you spend your gas money and your time doing it. It's the convenience that we're paying for, and you just have to know. And one thing about Amazon, I will tell you, that I think is their redeeming quality. And anybody that has ever returned anything to Amazon and tried to return something to Best Buy or any of these other companies or a small mom and pop place will know how much that's worth. The fact that you don't like it, send it back. We're not going to give you a hard time about it. We're not going to make you keep it because, one of those things that they wrap, those little twist tie things they wrap around electrical cords when something's packaged as new, and you open it and you lost it and threw it away, and you go to return your electronic gizmo to the store, and the guy behind the counter says, I'm sorry, I can't resell this. It's been opened, so contact the manufacturer if you got a problem. They'll replace it. Well, I just don't like it. Well, then you shouldn't have bought it, they say. Amazon, I'm going to return this $2,000 cell phone, which I took out of the box. I lost the charger. The cord is gone. I used it for almost a month now. Got the software all screwed up, scratched the screen. I don't think I like this. I want to send it back. And they take it. They take it back. That, to me, is the main reason. I wonder what Amazon's thinking sometimes. There's a whole cottage industry has come up of selling Amazon returns by the pallet load. And people bet on them. They bet that they're not paying as much as what the stuff is worth and what they can sell for. It's like that storage locker thing. People blindly bid on something hoping they're going to hit a score. And probably the biggest score they make is not from reselling the items. It's for the YouTube videos that they put out and what they make on the YouTube videos, because some of these channels are huge and they get huge views, and they make so much money from their videos and the sponsorships that they could just throw the pallet loads of Amazon returns away and never go to the trouble of selling it on eBay. It's a cottage industry. Amazon, of course, it costs some money with the returns. Some of the stuff that they get back, they can't sell, but they don't try to sell it. They throw it in a huge batch, a huge box or something, and they sell it off at auction. So they're not that dumb after all. And the risk of whether you sent back that broken used cell phone for a full refund, no questions asked, or not, or whether you included everything that came in the box with it or not, or whether you even had the box or not, doesn't matter. They've offloaded that risk to somebody else who's a gambler and buys this stuff sight unseen. And every once in a while, like Cracker Jacks, finds the prize. And the videos are like the old Storage Locker videos where this guy sits there for half an hour going through this box and showing you stuff. And I guess that's entertaining. You get hooked into it. So things aren't always as they appear. I personally have been buying from Amazon since Amazon started. I don't like Jeff Bezos. I don't like his politics. I think he's a jerk. But I get enough out of Amazon where Amazon Prime member, I don't mind them. It was $130 or $40 a year now. I can buy something on Amazon that costs $3 and have it on my doorstep the same day for free, or the next day for free, the same day for $2.99. If I had to buy that from somebody who had to box it up and charge me freight, the freight to get it next day would be $20 or $30. So yeah, I like Amazon. As long as they're willing to keep doing that for me, I'll keep buying from them and recommending that other people do. Enough of that Amazon stuff. Looking for questions. Bill Cook. Bill, you got that right. I cried out loud, no, when the juicing began. What a dumb idea that was. They had all the celebrities juicing. They're still doing it. I did it. I bought into that. We all did. Makes sense. There's so many nutrients when you eat this stuff. Just think how much more nutrients you could get if you squeeze every last drop out of it. And all you're throwing away is pulp, which has no nutrition at all. So and then on the other, in the next breath, after you've thrown away 100% of the fiber, oh, what are people thinking? After you've thrown away 100% of the fiber that comes with this food that you've just juiced, in the next breath, you tell people how important it is to get a certain amount of fiber each day in order to stay regular, and then you sell them Metamucil. Now, the inquiring mind would want to know, where does Metamucil get all that fiber they cram into their product? Could it be that they put their factories, let's say, right next to a factory that produces juice, fruit juice, and they have a big sewer pipe running from the fruit juice factory to the Metamucil factory with the stuff that the juicers tell you to throw away? Inquiring minds want to know. If they do that, it's probably a well-kept secret, but how can... It doesn't make any sense. Again, it's one of those things that you have to say, that doesn't make sense. Especially when you start juicing the high oxalate stuff like spinach. Wow. Yeah, you're concentrating the stuff in there, all right? You're concentrating the poisons. Can you imagine what would happen if they actually juiced almonds and wanted you to drink almond juice? You'd be drinking pure cyanide. Amy says, question, do you use flavored or unflavored electrolytes, Mitch? I unflavored. I gave up the flavored electrolytes a long time ago. I used to buy, and I still have it on my Amazon links page, the Dr. Berg brand. I'm not a Dr. Berg big fan. I don't buy any of his stuff, but the electrolytes at the time were the only electrolytes that I could find that had what I thought was a meaningful amount of potassium. They had 1,000 milligrams of potassium in one serving, whereas most of the other ones had milligrams, 60 milligrams, 80 milligrams, 200 milligrams, nothing like 1,000 milligrams. And I took it for that, but they were flavored. And I found myself making a sweet drink out of them because they tasted pretty good. I would take a glass of ice. I'd put the electrolytes in. I'd put some San Pellegrino fizzy water in there. It was like drinking soda, but it made me want more because of the sweet taste. And that was, for a carb addict at my level, was not a good idea. Finally, I said, I need to give this up. But I enjoyed that every day. I looked forward to it. It was a treat because it was sweet. It had no calories, but it was sweet. And that triggered my cravings for sweet. So I gave it up. I decided to mix my own electrolytes because they have 3 ingredients usually in them. They have potassium, magnesium, and salt, which is sodium. You can buy what they call bulk supplements, and I have them on my Amazon page. And I have a couple of videos. I think I've made 2 videos out there making my own electrolytes, and the formula is a mainstream that you find in most of the decent electrolytes out there, with what I think is an adequate amount of all three. Perfectly safe if you're careful and don't mix it wrong. It's not the simplest thing to do, but the philosophy, the concept of it is simple. You buy this stuff in big bags, the potassium chloride, the magnesium in the form you want, whether it's citrate, magnesium glycinate, or malate, or whatever. Buy anything except magnesium oxide, which is useless. The other forms of magnesium have different effects. You still get the magnesium out of them, but magnesium citrate has a laxative effect. So you got to be, tailored for yourself. And I mix them up 100 doses at a time, and I put them, believe it or not, in an old Dr. Berger electrolyte jar. And it works out. I made the formula work out where I use the same scoop that this electrolytes came with, the scoop out of daily serving. Pour it into this. It has when you dilute it with this much water, you can hardly taste anything. It's not like drinking salt water. It has a slightest little, if you look for it real hard, you get a slightest little taste of salt, but basically it's like drinking cold water. After a while, you get to enjoy the taste of it. And I do that every day. And every morning, I mix this up, 40 ounces, and try to make sure that I have drank enough out of it during the course of a day where I got my full dose of electrolytes. And you can't help but going a long way towards keeping hydrated when you have what is almost your entire day's supply of water. You add the coffee, you add, let's add some coffee. You add the coffee, maybe some water, but not a lot. And that's adequate amount of liquid. And again, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Well, Mitch, how do I know I'm drinking enough liquid, or if I'm drinking too much? And the answer lies in the toilet again. The two things that are important to not overdo or underdo are fat consumption and hydration. And both of the answers to that can be found in the toilet. So look at the color of your pee. If your pee is dark yellow, almost leaning towards brown, you are seriously and severely dehydrated and not getting enough water. On the other hand, if your pee looks like a glass of drinking water, you are drinking too much water. Your urine should be straw colored to yellow, tinted, but not look like yellow syrup, if you know what I mean. So that's your gauge. So after you're done peeing, just look down to the toilet. Now, it gets diluted when it hits the toilet. If you have a huge toilet bowl with a huge amount of water in it, it's going to be lighter. If you have one of those tiny little water conserving toilets that only uses a half a gallon of flush, you're going to see more of the color. But if you're ever not sure, when you go have a urinalysis done, they put it in a little jar. Well, that's easy to see, whether it's just slightly tinted yellow, whether it's dark yellow, or whether it's crystal clear, and you can get an idea. And that's why I've learned exactly how much water I need a day, and that's why this works out so good. It's not something I say, if I'm a very active person, they do give you a neck strap for this container, and it's rugged as hell. I mean, it's very heavy duty. They give you, the lid on this thing has the straw in it. And somebody asked me, well, let me get rid of this on the screen. Somebody asked me, well, how do you clean the inside? How do you clean the straw? Because they give you these plastic straws that go down to the bottom, see? And they basically just slip on top. They actually give you a usually long little brush that you can put a little soap on or something and push it up and down in the straw like you clean the barrel of a rifle. And you can clean that straw and wash it off. So the thing is very easy to clean. Keep clean. Stainless steel. I've had mine 3 years, not a bit of corrosion or anything on it. I'm surprised. I see them charging $50, $100 for some of these high-end water jugs, which have become such a trend. For $20, man, buy 2 of them, 3 of them. I bought 2 of them because I thought maybe it would corrode and wear out, and I ended up. I gave the other one away because the way this one's going is my original. I'll use this. They'll bury me with this thing. So, and I think electrolytes are important. You may not need them. There's no guarantee that you should. Depends on where you're getting your food. If you're getting all your food from a farm, and that farm has pastures that have never been monocropped or just doused with so many chemicals over the years that the electrolytes are not in the soil. You can have it tested, the soil. But if it's your farm and you know what's in the soil and you know what's in the cows, you know what they're eating, chances are you're getting adequate electrolytes. It's just a sad state of farming, factory animal agriculture. The sad state of that is giving us meat, which is certainly more nutritious than anything else we can get, but still may be lacking in certain nutrients, and that's what we need to supplement. There's no law that said you can't live well without taking every supplement known to man. And I see people taking 15, 20, 30 or more pills 3 to 5 times a day because somebody told them they need that just to live. Not true. All that stuff, very short time ago, was only to be found in our food. It's in the food. The foods. An egg is nature's vitamin pill. Everything you need to live can be found in an egg. What do? They tell you eggs are going to kill you. It's another one of those things you say, that doesn't make sense. Cholesterol will kill you. Why do we make it? We would not make anything in our bodies that will kill us and cause us to have heart disease and heart attacks. I'm sorry. This stuff they say doesn't make sense. And every day I say to myself, how the hell could they not realize this? That they're spouting things that can't possibly be the way they claim they are. How can people get that brainwashed? I know how. I'm not going to say so, but I know exactly how. And it's everywhere in our society. Everywhere. But I don't want to offend anybody. Let me get back to this chat here, because I'm doing what I usually do. I guess you guys enjoy what I usually do. I got to stop apologizing for it. This is what I do. This is what I do. It's all I can do. I don't have Alia. I like it. I love it. Guilt. Sometimes I think he's just turned all this stuff over to her. I don't know where he found her, how much he pays her, but holy mackerel. You know, all those videos that come out every day from Robert Kiltz's channel, the ones that don't have him in it, well, Alia makes them. She edits them. Kiltz doesn't edit a thing. He has people. Ken Berry doesn't do any editing, I'm pretty sure, anymore. Sean Baker, none of those guys can. Poor Mitch, I slave over that friggin' editor half a day to make a video. and upload it myself. I do everything. One-man show. And in the morning, I have no help. Sunday I do. I have a guest. Somebody, please tell me you want to be my guest this Sunday. Today's Thursday. We're not that far away. If not, maybe somebody will show up at the last minute. Everybody seems to be afraid of me. I have, by the way, it's Thursday. We have a private community live stream tonight at 7 o'clock. Those are always fun. I love it because I don't have to do all the talking. So be there if you're in the private community. If you just got gifted some membership recently from somebody, check it out. It's a lot of fun. A lot of great people. And I hope to see you all there tonight. And I hope you all come in and keep me company. I see Tanya's talking to Lewis, so I guess Lewis is here. Hi, Lewis. I didn't see you scroll by. This is weird. Jeff says, I ordered a pan and received a very used and ruined pan. So sometimes they will send you a used pan. I'll still order. There are some vendors on there because they have an Amazon marketplace. The stuff doesn't come from Amazon. It is vendors that affiliate themselves. Most of the time, you don't know the difference. I try to make sure that the links I put in go right to the appropriate sites where you don't get any stuff from the marketplace. And all I can tell you is every listing on Amazon, if you do get something you don't like, you just send it back. You haven't lost anything. You don't pay postage, nothing. Send it back. But some of the things you get on Amazon Marketplace may be, and this is where Amazon's got their bad reputation. People call them Scamazon because they allow people who aren't Amazon to sell under the auspices of Amazon if they agree to Amazon's policies. Now, let me tell you what happens to most of these guys. The Amazon Marketplace guys, they think it's such a great deal to have Amazon pushing their products. They realize it's not. You still have to promote your product or people won't find it in the billions of things that Amazon has there. So they don't get the business. It's like everybody thinks, well, I'll be on YouTube and the whole world will see me. Sad news, folks. Nobody will see you unless you start promoting the hell out of your channel. People used to think, if I get a website, man, I'll be famous. No. There are billions of websites that don't get one hit a year because nobody knows about them. Phone numbers. Same thing. You got a phone number. The world can call you on the phone. Nobody calls except people are scammers and your friends. Amazon Marketplace, these guys find out that their ratio of returns to sales is so high. And the agreement they have with Amazon tells them, you must take this stuff back. And you have no recourse against the customer. You just take it back. What you do with it after that is your business. And the way people send stuff back to Amazon is they'll break it. They'll wear it out. They'll ruin it within 30 days. And just send it back. Or, for example, somebody is going on a cruise. Somebody's going on a cruise. And they don't have a good video camera anymore. Their video camera's old. So they go on Amazon and they buy a $5,000 video camera. They take it on their cruise. They beat the shit out of it. They drop it in the ocean. It's broken and doesn't work anymore. Or else they take care of it and it makes a good video for them. But the objective was, after you come back from your cruise, to return it. People buy clothes on Amazon all the time and wear them for a week or two. Send them back. The Amazon return policy is ridiculous. And the people that get hit the hardest by this are the Amazon marketplace crowd. And they get back, and they would have gotten back that what looked like a used frying pan. And they try to rebox it up like new and sell it again, because otherwise they got to eat it. So anything that's Amazon Marketplace, it will say somewhere on the list, you might have to search it out, sold by Amazon Marketplace. I don't buy stuff that way. I don't buy stuff. And a lot of times the sponsored links that you see are the marketplace links, because these guys have to drive you to their site. Because if you do a search for that product on Amazon, Amazon's basic search engine is going to direct you to the Amazon fulfilled products, where you're generally safer anyway. So, like everything else in the world, there's always an open manhole that you got to keep your eye out for, unless you fall in. And I think, Jeff, that might have been what happened to you. Be wrong, might have been something else. But if it says sold by Amazon is one thing, fulfilled by Amazon means something else. It's like food labels. You got to really know what the definition behind the words they use are. It's not always what it seems. Not always what it seems. Listen, I wasn't born knowing all the shit that I know now. Most of it I learned the hard way, because it happened to me. And so much has happened to me in life that I've learned that much. I wouldn't recommend or wish that type of education on anybody. And a saying that has stuck with me since I first heard it, oh God, way in my younger days. That's very wise, and yeah, sometimes I have to think about it. That saying is, education is expensive, no matter how you come by it. It's true. It's true. There isn't very much you learn for free in this world. That's why they talk about learning things the hard way. Education is expensive, no matter how you come by it. I really like it. Holy cow, look at the chat. We've got a bunch of authors. Wow, look at all that writing. Right, look at this. Look at this, holy cow. Terry Sue. Roxanne, friend, Claudia, what are you talking about? eBay is the same way. I have sold it out. Anybody? Oh, you're talking about, you're actually listening to me. Wow. Wow, that makes me happy. Oh, you guys. Laurie says the initials for Canada and California are the same, and Rick says caca. Rick, man, you deserve a quack for that. I gotta tell you, yes, sir. That's funny. Let me go back up. I'm getting at 9:36, 9:50. I'm still 20 minutes behind. All right, gotta look for the cues. We're getting to the point at 10 o'clock. Got to wrap this up. Got to go to lunch with my son today. Got to get ready to do that. So, 9:56. All right, I caught up pretty quick. Now, the eBay stuff, very good. There's the caca, Rick, wisdom from the Duck Man. And Bill Cook's out of here. See you, Bill. Nice to see you. And I did it. I did it. I did it. Okay. Okay, everybody. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you so much for being here. I had a good attendance today. any of you who are new, this is what you're probably going to get every day, something similar to this. So if you don't like this, I'm glad you at least visited and tried out. To my regulars, you must like it, or must find something entertaining about this. I don't think there's anything else like it on YouTube. And that's because I've been told many times, Mitch, when they made you, they broke the mold. And I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I think are they calling me unique and wonderful or an oddball? Whatever it is, people found all my life, people either gravitate towards me or run like hell away from me. Very rarely is there a middle of the road. That's why I love you guys. I love the Mitchfits that are here. You guys have had enough of me and heard enough from me that if I was ever going to scare you away, I would have. If I was as phony as a $3 bill, you all would have discovered it by now. So I feel very comfortable with you and so happy that you come to see me every morning. And we haven't had much music today since the beginning, so we'll play a little happy music for you. Make you feel good. Hope everybody has a great day. I'm not going to film my lunch with my son again because that would be duplicitous, and I'm going to enjoy it. He's going away for 2 weeks on business, a couple different trips back to back, and I won't see him for a while. So we're going to catch up with everything that's going on in his life and my life, and I'm going to try to do the whole thing with as much of my own walking and unsupported walking as possible. Everybody saying goodbye. CB, Carmack, Melissa B, bye, Mitch, and everyone. Smoothie, Lady June, Bacon, Baby, Pamela Suarez, Terry Sue, Aaron, Booby Goats. Everybody says goodbye. My coffee, even Kenny. Even Kenny says goodbye. And my coffee is almost gone. John J. Connell says, question, has an omelet with minced ground beef ever been tried? Yes, I've made many videos about omelets and ground beef. They're great. You add bacon to it. I call it a frittata. I've made a couple of videos about that. It is a delicious dish. You can put anything in an omelet. I put shrimp in an omelet, salmon in an omelet. I chop up bacon and put it in an omelet. Sardines, anchovies, shrimp, crab meat. You'd be amazed. You can cook anything in an omelet or scrambled eggs, and they come out fabulous. So that's why they have these omelet bars at all these expensive buffets. And they have a huge arrangement of ingredients because everything seems to taste great. I don't think peanut butter or jelly would, but anything that's just like not sugar would taste great with eggs and be very, very healthy. So there's the last question of the day. John says, nice. Yes, sir. Try it out. Try it out. And with that, my friends, and the music having ended, I'm going to say goodbye till tomorrow morning and take the rest of the day off and eat meat.